Excellent. So, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to my regular Sunday evening Wealth Warriors presentation. It's 10 o'clock in the UK, and clearly, different parts of the United States and Canada. It's much earlier in the day. You're all probably enjoying your Easter Sunday. So, appreciate the time that you've taken to come and be with me. I was just saying that this evening I'm going to do something just slightly different, not massively so, but just a slightly different focus. I want to focus a little bit more on different types of strategizing, because there's as many different strategies as there are people who can imagine the strategies. So I want to spend a little bit of time on that, and also how to cross-pollinate between one business and the other, the profits from one business feeding the other business and vice versa, to maximize your performance, if you like, of all the businesses. So that's I want to spend a little bit of time on that. So therefore, I'm going to skip through some of the stuff that I normally do, which is a standard presentation, and hopefully you'll forgive me. I'm going to go through every single slide, or every slide will be on the screen. So if you're watching this by video, you can stop and just read it a little bit more if I don't go through it in enough detail. But yeah, let's give it a go and see what happens. I'm going to share my screen. I've shared the wrong screen. There we go. Just going to show you that. It'd be brilliant to do this. Okay, and hopefully you've got my Wealth Warriors screen up now with our old friends, the Cylons. Don't know if any of you remember the Cylons. Lovable, cuddly little things that they are.
That's
Okay,
that's
so
the that's the new style Cylon.
is it? Excellent.
Yeah.
I just nicked it off of Wikipedia. So, okay, so welcome to Wealth Warriors. This is a Wealth Warriors presentation. Which is no surprise. Just a very quick disclaimer, nothing in this presentation is to be taken as financial or investment advice. I'm not giving any advice this evening. If I do give advice about specific things, then I will preface that with this is the advice I'm giving. But none of it is about finance or investment. Wealth Warriors is not an investment platform, it's a community. And if you do decide to invest in any of the platforms discussed in this presentation, use your own judgment, use your own best judgment to decide how much you want to get involved for, and what your risks are and so on. Okay, so it's got to be your responsibility, your choice. Don't let anybody else coerce you into doing anything more than you want to do. So what's the problem with online businesses? Well, there are a lot of scams out there. There are some businesses set up specifically to be scams, take your money and run away. There are some businesses that are not scams, but they are poorly run. And we see this on the high street as well. Lots and lots of businesses that used to be in your town aren't there anymore because different things happened. The prices changed, the regulations changed, the person who was running it died or sold the business or whatever. So lots of things happen to businesses. It doesn't mean they're a scam. It just means they're no longer around. And we want to avoid those. We want to avoid the scams. And some businesses attract the attention of regulators and government departments. And they, without really knowing what they're doing, dare I say that? I don't know if I should be saying that, but it seems to me they don't really know what they're doing. They just put a blanket ban on certain things out there, and they don't have any real regard for the investor, because you can tell that because when they do shut a business down for a good reason or a bad one, I've never known an investor get their money back. So I'm not absolutely 100% the regulators and the governments on the side of the investors. But the point is, it doesn't matter how much money you make, you cannot become truly free, because your freedom, the financial aspect of your life, is only one part of it. You can't just fix one part of your life and become free. Okay, so we're going to be talking, not tonight maybe, but in general in Wealth Warriors, we talk about that a lot more. So what can we do about all these businesses that are out there that are taking our money and failing, taking our money and scamming us, taking our money and being shut down by regulators? Well, if we keep doing what we've always done, we're going to keep getting the results we've got right now. Most of us aren't happy with those results that we've got right now, so we want to do something differently. Collectively, we can learn from our collective experience. I like to say that no one of us is as smart as all of us. Okay, so we can learn from each other. and we are safer together. And with safety comes time to start small and build. Now, the whole ethos of Wealth Warriors is on building a team and being together, being part of a community. When I say building a team, I don't necessarily mean having a business team. I mean being part of a community, because that gives us safety, and with safety we get time, and that's the key thing that's missing with most of these online businesses. You don't know how much time you've got. So what are the benefits? I'm going to skip through them very quickly. One is you'll never lose all of your money to a scammer again if you follow the rules. Number two, your team will develop deep loyalty and commitment to you. And benefit three, you can protect your permanent network of contacts. We've all been in businesses before where something goes wrong, we lose our money, and the people that we've introduced, they lose money, and it hurts us more when they lose money than when we lose our own money. You know, we get taken off of people's Christmas card lists. We don't get invited to birthdays and Thanksgiving anymore because, you know, and we don't blame them, because we feel awful that we've introduced people to something where they lost some money. So we can get away from all of that. We can protect our permanent network of contacts by doing what Wealth Warriors advocates we should do. Benefit four, we can build future business much faster with far more profit. Typically, an online business takes a number of years to start, and even if you work reasonably hard, it can take a long time before you've got a reasonable income. But wouldn't it be good if you could then take that work and reuse that work, so you can build future businesses much faster, make a lot more money from it? You can also build one business and grow all the Wealth Warrior businesses. We have 4 at the moment. We're looking at a 5th one, which is going to be very exciting. Benefit 6, you can recoup loans, mortgages, and recent expenditure. Money you've already spent out is gone. It's out of your bank account. It's gone. You can get most of that back again. And benefit 7, I've never known a business or a business system teach people how to become free, how to become wealthy, and live an abundant life. So I'm going to show you how it works very quickly. This illustration comes with a number of assumptions. One is that we have 4 platforms, which we do. The second assumption is you have 10 people in all 4 platforms. The third assumption is you're making $1,000 per month in each of the 4 platforms. Therefore, your total income is $4,000 per month. So let's have a look at what that looks like. This is you. You've introduced 3 people. Those 3 people have introduced some of their friends, and some of those people have even introduced some of their own friends. So there are 10 people in your platform 1. So let's just park platform. Oh, so that means you earn $1,000 per month based on that size of business in that platform. So let's park platform 1 and we'll bring in platform 2. And what we've done is we've put exactly the same people in exactly the same positions in platform 2 as they were in platform 1. So it was very, very easy for us to do that. We didn't have to go out and find lots of new people. The people that we're working with are knowledgeable of the fact that this is how we build Wealth Warriors businesses. So they get into one business with you, and the next minute they're getting into a second business with you. And so you have 10 people in platform 2, and your income now from both businesses, both platforms, is $2,000 per month. So let's park that and bring in platform 3. Platform 3, we do exactly the same thing again, and your income is $3,000 per month. And we also go and find platform 4. And we do exactly the same thing again. Your income now is $4,000 per month. Okay, so let's park that there. And hopefully it stays there. It runs like that now for weeks, months, hopefully even years. But eventually something happens to platform 4. Nobody knows what's happened to platform 4. We just wake up one morning and it's gone. So we've made some good money over the months and the years, but now platform 4 is gone. What does that do to your income? Well, there's 2 important things here. One is your income has not dropped to $3,000. Sorry, to 0. Your income has only dropped to $3,000 per month. And in reality, your business would have continued to grow. You wouldn't have just sat there earning $1,000 from these platforms. You would have continued to grow your business. The second thing is that the people you've introduced don't hate you because they're still working with you in 3 other platforms. You're still helping them make money in 3 other platforms. So you're not off the Christmas card list. You're not uninvited from Thanksgiving. They still love you. Okay, so this is how we protect our permanent network of people. So my job then is to go out and find platform 5. And when we do find platform 5, within a few days of introducing platform 5, you've introduced exactly the same people in the other platforms into platform 5. Your income has gone back up to $4,000 per month. Their income has gone back up to whatever level they're at. Okay, so you can see that everybody's happy. This is a close-knit community where you have all of these securities and all of these benefits. So what are the rules? The first and most important rule is don't sign up in any other platform that comes along. If it's a good platform, we will adopt it at some point. It's very, very important. It sounds like pedantic. I'm not going to go into too much about this. It may sound a little pedantic or a little bit strange. Somebody saying, don't sign up in any old platform that comes along. The point is, if you do, then you can destroy the platforms that you've already built up. You can destroy the loyalty that you get from your friends. You can't protect your permanent network if you're not doing it the way that Wealth Warriors proposes. Okay, and there's no guarantee that you will make money from those other platforms either. So do sign up in all the platforms that we adopt. Do maintain lines of sponsorship across all platforms. You can't do that if you just jump into anything that comes along. Number 4, do get your personally introduced people to do the same, and do support your own people by learning about all of the platforms that we adopt. You don't need to be an expert. And in fact, what we generally do is we take these platforms that do 25 different things and we just take 3 or 4 things that we like, and that's all we do. We don't need to do everything else across all of the platforms. So if you want the benefits, you must follow the rules. So you want security of income. And to do that, you've got to put the community first. But always remember the platforms come and go, but the community is permanent. And you can be part of Wealth Warriors only if you follow the rules. There's nobody with a big stick saying you're not going to be a Wealth Warrior anymore, but you won't have the benefits of being a Wealth Warrior if you don't follow the rules. So we have criteria for adopting platforms. Oh, I'm not quite sure what I've done there. Okay. Number 1, it must be available in the whole world, so not excluded anywhere. It must have a unilevel compensation plan, and people must be able to join for free or get involved in a passive income program for a very low entry cost, i.e. $100. That's typically the entry point we're looking at. To ask a community of people to get involved in things, one costs $100, another costs $5,000. One I looked at the other day cost $27,000 as an entry point. Okay, clearly that's not suitable for Wealth Warriors because we have a large community of diverse individuals. Most of them would not stump up $27,000. It doesn't matter how good the program was. So the point is that if you have 1, 2, and 3, then you can maintain lines of sponsorship, and that's the key thing. The platforms we adopt must be based on real-world applications. I'm pretty good at sniffing out money games, shell games, Ponzi schemes, this sort of thing. Okay, and we don't have anything to do with anything like that. We must be able to verify the company's legal status and its involvement in real-world activities. If possible, meet the CEO or the business owner. The compensation plan must be viable and sustainable. One of the questions I often ask as soon as I look at a platform is, what are they doing to make more money? What are they doing to make money to give to you, to us? Okay, and a lot of the time you can't find the answer, so therefore we don't get it. If in doubt, don't. Okay, it's better to be out of a platform wishing we were in than in a platform wishing we were out. Okay, so that's kind of one of the watchwords I follow. The compensation plan must be viable and sustainable, and the membership must all be able to get behind the project. So nothing's a little bit dodgy, a little bit to upset somebody's sensibilities. A lot of people don't want to get involved in gambling. A lot of people don't want to get involved in things like alcohol production, for example. I know several good businesses where you can earn money from investing in whiskey and gin and so on. Okay, and a lot of people won't get involved in that, so therefore that's not a Wealth Warriors project. It could be something you do yourself, but it wouldn't be through Wealth Warriors. So here's Wealth Warriors. We have 4 platforms. One of them is Matrix Freedom. Matrix Freedom has 2 main strands. One is a roadmap to freedom, and the second is called I Am Free. And the roadmap to freedom is all financial aspects of the system. I Am Free is all the lawful requirements to becoming free. And when we talk about being free, is literally free from control, is free from government control, free from financial control. You become an independent, sovereign person, totally independent of all of the systems around you, the tax system, just all of the controls and laws and statutes and whatever in the state where you live, or in the country where you live. So you sign up as a member, and it's free to sign up as a member. You can enroll for one or other or both of these strands, and you can also register as an affiliate. An affiliate introduces other people as members, and you can also register as a network organizer, and a network organizer introduces affiliates and also introduces members. So in the roadmap to freedom, you can recoup all of the costs for your current account, your checking account for 2022, and also now 2023. My 2022 claim back on 2 bank accounts. I have other bank accounts, but I'm trying it out with 2 bank accounts. Is $168,000, and my 2023 is $108,000 on 2 bank accounts. So it's worth doing. If you pay, in my case, I paid £3,000 to get $168,000 and $108,000 returned to me. Now that hasn't been returned to me yet, but it's in process, it's on its way. You can also recoup subsequent years if you want. If I wanted to, I can now go ahead and do the 2024 and then claim that back. And in January next year, I can start the 2025 if I wanted to, which I will in due course. You can discharge mortgages if you have mortgages, loans, taxes, and other debts outstanding. You can get those completely discharged, get your mortgage paid off completely. You can also create new currency to acquire a property, create new currency to acquire a car, a yacht, a helicopter, whatever you want. And you can control and shelter your assets in a private trust, so it's completely untouchable by anybody except you. And you can create new currency as needed to live a life of abundance. So if you were to say, well, I need $1 million a year to live on, or $500,000 a year to live on, then every year you just create $500,000 worth of currency. Okay. So I am free. You can correct your status and standing, and this is a legal part of becoming a free and sovereign person. You can rescind all unlawful contracts and replace with lawful contracts. It's not massively important, but it's a good idea to get that done, because every unlawful contract you have ties you into your old life, your old status, your old standing. So when you get free from your status and stand, or you correct it, then you want to have lawful contracts, nothing tying you back to the old status you used to have. You can set up a private trust to operate for you without you being enjoined to the control matrix. You can transfer the allodial title of all of your assets, your house, your car, your jet plane, whatever it is. Okay, you can transfer all of that into your private trust, and it is untouchable by anybody. The tax man can't touch it. The courts can't touch it. Okay, it's a private trust. This is where wealthy people, I mean, immensely wealthy people, this is how they do this. They keep all of their assets in a private trust. They don't actually own any themselves. The trust owns them all, but the beneficiaries of the trust have access to use all of those assets. Just a word of warning, if you think you own a car or a house or a boat, if it's now registered with the government, you don't actually own it. The government owns it. That's why they get you to register it. Okay, you lived in the house, you paid it all off, paid off the mortgage, okay, but the deed is registered with your state or with your country, and so they own the property. You don't. You're known as the occupier, probably. Okay, the same with the vehicle, the same with any other asset you think you own. You probably don't. You can engage with the Old Souls Nation Foundation to assure your protection and your sovereignty going forward. There's a big drive on that at the moment. There's a lot of great stuff around the Old Souls Nation. to do with improving health, to do with free energy, to do with free water, and so on. So a lot of stuff happening around the Old Souls nation. And you can obtain a one world passport, driving license, etc. You become an ambassador of your own embassy, of your own sovereign nation, if you like. And so you have diplomatic immunity for pretty much anything that you do. I'm not going to go into this. So that's Matrix Freedom. The next platform is BitHarvest. And BitHarvest is a great product, if you like, a great business. The basic idea is that you buy a small electronic device. The small electronic device gets plugged in at the head office of the company in Kuala Lumpur. And through the magic of the VPNs over the internet, it helps mining farms all around the world to improve their performance. We get paid a small proportion of that performance. Those boosters never run out. Once you've bought one, it's yours. You get an invoice and so on. You can claim back the price of it under for tax purposes, and it just continues to turn out Bitcoin for you every single day. So it's a great system. It's a great little device. It's like having your own buy-to-let property or your own ATM machine. Every single day, you get a little bit of Bitcoin into your account. And of course, you can buy as many boosters as you want. Bit boosters enhance miners' profits and work with any mining farm. You earn between $5 and $10. So I've been meaning to update this. It's actually a little bit less than that right now. It's about $3 a day in Bitcoin as a passive income. You also earn commissions on sales of boosters if you have a group of people or if you sell boosters yourself. And you also earn a percentage override of the Bitcoin mined by the people that you've introduced. You can buy more bit boosters or shares of bit boosters to manually compound earnings. So I started with 10% share of bit boosters, and I've got 29 bit boosters now. So that produces me several hundred pounds. In fact, I think it's about $4,000 per month, starting out with $100. So I added a little bit more later as I made more profit from other businesses. But that's how you do it. You start small and build up to something a bit bigger. And bit boosters are an income producing asset, as I've said. So this chart is just showing you that if you have one booster, or sorry, the amount of Bitcoin you have, or the value of the Bitcoin you have in 5 years' time is dependent on how many boosters you have. So this is supposing that Bitcoin in 5 years' time is worth $1 million. Many people believe that will be the case. Many people believe it will be worth a lot more than that. President Trump and Michael Saylor believe the Bitcoin will be worth $10 million per coin at some point in the future. So let's suppose those worth $1 million in 5 years' time. You have one booster now, and it mines Bitcoin now every day for the next 5 years. At the end of 5 years, it's estimated that you would have $200,000 worth of Bitcoin just from a $1,000 booster. If you've got 5 boosters, then your Bitcoin will be worth $1 million. If you've got 100 boosters, your Bitcoin will be worth 20 million in 5 years' time because the price of Bitcoin goes up. So that's one strategy. The second strategy is to hit star ranks. And if you build a team of people, then you can build up a very nice income through the compensation plan given out by BitHarvest. I'm just going to take the bottom line from each of these slides. We're assuming that Bitcoin reaches $1 million in 5 years' time, and at the 1-star level, in the next 5 years, you would accumulate, and if that's all you ever did is hit 1 star, over the next 5 years, your accumulated Bitcoin would be worth 274,000. At the 2-star level, your 5-year accumulation will be 1.3 million. At the 3-star level, your 5-year accumulation will be 3.3 million. 4-star will be 10.9 million after 5 years. 5-star will be 30 million after 5 years. 6-star will be 60 million after 5 years. 5-star, 95 million after 5 years. And after 5 years, an 8-star, if they turned 8-star today, and accumulated all of their Bitcoin for the next 5 years, that Bitcoin will be worth 354 million if Bitcoin hits $1 million in 5 years' time. Okay, so that's just giving you some idea that it's worth pursuing the star ranks if you're good at building teams of people. Strategy 3 is to this is comparing buying one booster and just sitting on it, and so that's one option. Buy the Bitcoin and just keep hold of it, or instead of buying the Bitcoin, you buy boosters. So here, bullet point 1, assume 70,000. Bitcoin is worth 70,000. So you buy a Bitcoin for 70,000. In 2 years' time, we're saying that Bitcoin is worth 200,000. So therefore, you keep hold of your Bitcoin for 2 years and it's worth 200,000. But if instead of buying the Bitcoin for 70,000, you bought 70 boosters, then after 2 years, you would have earned 4.5 million. And you would then have 437 boosters. So you started with 70, you have 434 boosters, earning 4.5 million every single year for you from then on. So there's a big difference between buying one Bitcoin and sitting on it and buying 70 boosters and let them get out there and do the work for you. So that's a bit harder. So let's look at the third one, which is Cryptex. Cryptex, a crypto investment company, is basically it's an exchange. A lot of stuff happens on exchange where people buy coins with one or buy cryptocurrency with one cryptocurrency, and they pay fees for that. Okay, and Cryptex uses our money to facilitate some of those transactions, and we get paid some of the profit from the fees that the clients pay. Okay, I'm going to skip through this a little bit. The headquarters is in Singapore and the Cayman Islands. You get rewarded for providing staking, which is also known as liquidity. There are two types: passive liquidity, and an active liquidity. So you can choose to provide liquidity on one side of the market, long or short. We don't do that though. We just put our money into a pot, and it gets used for whatever the company wants to use it for. The minimum investment is $100. You can invest in $100 or $1,000 chunks. And if you were to invest $1,000, instead of getting, $100 will give you one contract. $500 will give you 5 contracts. But if you invest $1,000, you don't get 10 contracts, you get 15. So you get 5 extra contracts straight away. You've made a 50% increase in your funds just by putting $1,000 in. Typical payout after 3 years will be 43,800. That's actually gone up a little bit now. And Cryptex was founded in 2018, so it's been around a little while. So this is my first contract. I've got several other contracts now, but my first contract after 21 months, I started with $100 and my contract is worth $14,849 and it earns $36 every day. But after 1 year, I started to add $100 packages, and now I've got $500 worth of contracts. Still not a massive amount of money laid out over 2 years now, 21 months. Okay, and this is a printout, if you like, of the total stake balance is 45,089. The loan balance is 30,240. My profit there is 14,849, and I made 36,49 last profit, which is yesterday. So let's look at a couple of strategies for Cryptex. The first one is very simple. Invest $100, buy one contract. After 3 years, you get 43,800 back, and that's it. And you can reinvest again with some of that profit. That was my original plan. I didn't know very much about the platform, but I wanted to give it a little bit of a go, so I just put $100 in. I want to see how well it's doing. I put some more in, but still not a huge amount of money. So this is going to be interesting to see if after 3 years, I withdraw $43,800. Strategy 2 is a little bit, it's kind of similar. It's just put more money in. So invest $1,000, and although I said just now that you get 5 extra contracts, I haven't shown that on here. This is just saying your total outlay is $1,000. After 3 years, you would withdraw 438,000. So that's nearly $500,000 after 3 years. Okay, strategy 3 is where you put a little bit of money in every 4 months. Sorry, every 3 months. So every quarter, you add an extra $100, and after 3 years, your total outlay is $1,200. Again, not a massive amount of money. Most people would spend more than $1,200 over 3 years on their hobby. I used to have a hobby called home brewing, and I would quite happily spend $1,200, maybe $1,200 a year, maybe even more than that. So over 3 years, feeding your hobby, $1,200 is not a huge amount of money. After 3 years, then you would be withdrawing $40,000 every quarter, so you'd have an annual income of $175,000. Strategy 4 is, let's do similar to that. Let's top it up a little bit. Instead of every quarter, let's add $100 every month. And again, your outlay after 3 years is still only $3,600. And after 3 years, you withdraw $43,000, giving you, so that's every month, giving you over $500,000 per year income. And then the 5th one of this is a ramp this up even further, because I know a lot of people who put away $100 a week towards their, they call it a layaway plan or savings plan, a Christmas savings plan, something like that. So they put $100 every week aside for something in the future. And after 3 years, you've still only outlaid $15,600. So a significant chunk of change, but the $100 a week is not impossible. So after 3 years, withdraw $175,000 every month, and your annual income will be $2.2 million per year. So that's 5 different strategies for Cryptex. So let's have a look at the newest platform is UBX, and UBX is an exchange. I'm not going to go into all of those benefits, but there's plenty of them there. UBX is an exchange where people go there to they want to, for example, they have some USDT cryptocurrency and they think Bitcoin's going to go up in price, so they buy some Bitcoin on the exchange. When they do, they pay some fees, and we make profit on those fees. So they're planning for Bitcoin to go up in price. If it does, then at a certain point they change their Bitcoin back into USDT and they make a profit. And when they change it back again, we make some more profit. But the point is, it doesn't matter to us whether that trader wins that trade or loses that trade or loses their shirt. When they swap one coin for another, we make profit, we make money. Okay, so that's one of the things I really love about this platform. The company takes our stake fee and pays the fees, and we get repaid once the client pays the fees. So they take our money and they use it multiple times per day. So we don't need to get all of our profit just in one go. When you join this, you're looking at your back office, you'll see that your profit in the back office creeps up during the day. $1 here, 50 cents there, 70 cents there. And so you're given a little bit of profit throughout the whole day. It's not all in one lump sum at the end of the day or anything like that. We earn whether the market's up or down. We earn whether the client wins or loses. Now, the point about this is that you get profit every single day that you can withdraw every single day. But the money you've staked, you don't get access to that until the end of the staking period. And you can stake for 15 days, so for 30 days, 90 days, 180 days, or 365 days. The longer you leave your money with the company for them to use it, then the greater return you'll get. But at the end of the staking period, you get your capital back. So here's a strategy for UBX. Deposit $1,000, which means that if you're earning on a 1% plan, which most people put the money into a 1% plan, for 365 days, you can earn $10 per day. So every 10 days, you can take that $100 profit and buy another stake. So now instead of $1,000, you've got $1,100. And then 10 days later, you've got 1,200. And then 9 days later, you've got 1,300 and so on. If you want to follow a plan, follow a strategy, you can generate a monthly income of $1,000 per month, starting with $1,000. So a one-off payment of $1,000, you can now take out $1,000 per month in 4 months and 8 days' time. I think that's a pretty good return. Strategy 2 is kind of similar, it's just bigger numbers. If you put $10,000 in and earn $100 per day, then you can restake every single day $100. And so pretty soon you've got 10,100, 10,200, 10,300, and so on. With $10,000, you can generate a monthly income. So a one-off payment of $10,000, you get an ongoing monthly income of $10,000 per month in 4 months and 5 days. Now I'm going to share a couple of, or a comparison, if you like, between two strategies. Let's suppose you were to say, well, which of these plans would I prefer? And you might say, well, I've got $5,000 to invest, but I don't want to risk it all for a whole year or for even for 6 months. I just want to take a look at what I can do in 90 days. So for a 90-day stake, you get a 0.8% per day return. And this is assuming now that you do not restake during the entire period. You just save up your profit. And at the end of the 90 days, you get $3,600 back, plus you receive your original $5,000 back, which means you've turned $5,000 into $8,600. That's not bad. That's a really good return. Certainly better than banks and everybody else are doing for you. But let's have a look at what happens if you just strategize a little bit, just get your brain working in a slightly different way. So instead of worrying too much about what's going to happen after 90 days, what we're going to do is we're going to put our $5,000 into a plan that's going to last 365 days at 1%. Okay, so you get a better rate for a longer period. And the rule here is no restaking for the first 90 days. What you do after that is entirely up to you, but we're not going to restake for 90 days. But after 100 days, you can withdraw your $5,000. So you're only 10 days. If your risk appetite, if you like, is that you can stand at $5,000 being at risk for 90 days. Here, you're only having $5,000 at risk for 100 days, and you get your $5,000 back, but you've still got $5,000 making you more money every day. So now that $5,000 is going to continue to work for you for the next 265 days. Bear in mind, it's a 365-day plan. You've taken your $5,000 out after 100 days. It runs for another 265 days, which earns you another $13,250 plus the original $5,000 you get back. So just by strategizing slightly differently, you've made an extra $18,250 for pretty much the same risk. Okay, so just be aware of the fact that just because the company allows us or tells us we can do this and this and this, just open your mind to the possibility. Get out pen and paper. Some of you remember pen and paper before keyboards were invented. Okay, and just play with the figures, because there's nothing you can't do within your imagination. You can take the basic idea of what you're being given here, and you can make a huge amount more money than it looks on the face value. So that's kind of one of the things I wanted to cover about different strategies. So there are the 4 different platforms. So how do we keep in touch with each other? Well, we run a Telegram group. So make sure you upload adds you to that group so you can keep up to date with changes. We hold this Zoom call every Sunday at 10 o'clock UK time. Attend yourself, bring new people, make sure your people attend. It's a shortcut to fast growth. It's much easier to get people along here, and I can explain to them how Wealth Warriors works for you rather than you try and explain Wealth Warriors to them. And in fact, when I'm explaining Wealth Warriors to my own people, I give them a video of a presentation like this, because it's much easier than me talking to them and they keep interrupting and they keep asking different questions. Okay, so I just give them a copy of this video. And explains it all perfectly. Attend the Zoom calls of all the platforms, and their schedule is published in the Telegram group. So there's for UBX, there's a Zoom call every single day. For BitHarvest, there's 2, possibly 3 Zoom calls a week. Okay, Matrix Freedom, there's webinars. Once you're registered, they'll be in touch to invite you to webinars on a very regular basis. And Cryptex, there's all the information you could possibly want in videos and chat groups and so on. So you get access to all of that information. In fact, I'll cover that in a minute. In Matrix Freedom, work your way through the webinars and books, but get the first roadmap completed as soon as possible. So what do you do now? You get the referral links for all the platforms that we've talked about, those 4 platforms, from the person who invited you to this presentation or sent you this video. Register in all the opportunities and make a note of all your referral links. So it's one nice, easy to use document that you can send to people. Pass these links on to your existing frontline members or to people that you invite to see this presentation, and make a minimum payment into all opportunities. Now, you haven't got to do that, but with some of the opportunities, if you register and don't put your $100 in, for example, people get in below you and they put money in, you miss out on a few commissions. Not the end of the world. It's better to be in and not earn commissions, and then later when you've got $100, you can get started in that project. Okay, so it's not the end of the world, but it is important to get in and sign up in all the sign up in all the opportunities we're talking about. So you ask your introducer to be added to the Wealth Warriors Telegram group. So they have a commitment to do that. You have a commitment to ask them. Attend a Zoom call or watch a video for each platform you've attended. So you've added funds to your account. And then later, as we add platform 5 and platform 6, just be aware and then get the referral links from your upline and join as quickly as possible. And pass your referral link then on to your existing team and get on a presentation for that new platform as soon as possible. What you don't want is for us to introduce platform 5 and you've got 1,000 people in your group and it takes 6 weeks for everybody in your group to be introduced to the new platform. You want it to happen quick, okay, within a few days for sure. And and so your leadership can make that happen. Grow your Wealth Warriors community by building more people to the Wealth Warriors Zoom calls or by sharing this video from YouTube. You only have to promote the 1 or 2 platforms you're excited about. Bring your new people to Wealth Warriors, and I will explain to them why they should all sign up in all 4 platforms. And you can build one platform. You put all your effort into building one platform. Bring those prospects along, the people that join you in that platform, and we'll show them how to. So we'll help them get into your other platforms, and you'll have 4 more platforms grow when you're putting effort into just one. You can get a Wealth Warriors landing page by signing up for a free account with System.io, and if you contact me, I'll give you this this link. So you just click on the link, and it automatically imports my landing page and my emails into your System.io account. All you have to do then is go through the emails and change the referral links from my referral links to your referral links. You can also take this link here and change the link, change the C123456789 at the end, replace it with your own Cryptex account number, and you'll be given a so you can put that out to people, and that's a landing page that explains Cryptex to people, and they can register with you on your own landing page. We also have marketing materials, chat groups, PDF documents, videos, prospecting scripts, introduction emails, YouTube channels, and a whole lot more. For UBX, there's a site there called ubxexchange.notion.site/UBX-EN. There's so much stuff in there, it's unbelievable. I often give that link out to people and they come back and say, is there a Telegram group? Yes, just everything you need is there. Telegram groups, WhatsApp groups, videos, PDF documents, everything is there. Cryptex, same thing, everything you could possibly want in terms of email scripts, prospecting scripts, videos, everything you want is there. And Matrix Freedom, you can go and look around their website. This is without actually joining the Matrix Freedom platform. This is just the website. So you can go there and watch a load of videos. And most of the videos there are very, very short, sweet, to the point, about 10-minute videos. So all the different bits that you want to know about how do I claim back my money, how do I set up a a private trust, and so on. All 10-minute videos on that particular website. So easy to use, and I recommend it. So a quick reminder, we are building a solid foundation on which we can base our financial futures. We're not in this just for what we can do in the next few months or even the next few years. We want this to be something we can work on for the next few decades and benefit ourselves, benefit our families, future generations, causes we care about. So we only work with companies who are in it for the long term. We've got no real control over whether they are or they aren't, but we try to only work with companies who are doing it for the long term. And as I said earlier, if one of them does fail, then we can quickly and easily replace it. It's the community that's important, not necessarily the projects themselves. We only work with companies that are above board. I'm pretty good now at getting to the nuts and bolts of what a company's about, and you can spot a fake company a million miles away. You can't necessarily spot a company that's not particularly being well run, but it all becomes clear over time. So we build a large asset, which in turn delivers us a large income. And that asset might be staking contracts in the case of Cryptex, pledges in the case of UBX, or it might be boosters in the case of BitHarvest. Okay, but whatever that is, we build up that asset, make it larger and larger, because that's what generates the income for us. We don't generate the income, the asset that we own generates the income for us. Only platforms that meet our rigorous criteria are even considered. You wouldn't believe how many I just turn away after 10 minutes, 15 minutes looking at it. You can just tell it's not for us. And sometimes it's a good business, it's a perfectly viable business, it just doesn't meet our criteria. Point is that we apply our rules to this industry because we want to achieve our outcomes. We don't want somebody else's outcomes. We don't want a company imposing their outcomes on what we're doing. It's our business, it's our outcomes, so we need to follow our own rules. So finally, it's important to remain safe on the internet and in the world of online opportunities at all times. Do not share your passwords or other credentials with anyone. In most of the platforms we use, you have the option to set up a two-function authentication on your accounts. And if you don't know how to, if you have that option, I would suggest to do it. And if you don't know what this is or how to do it, then just find out from Google. Google knows everything about that. And very often there's an FAQ within that platform that will tell you how to do it. Back up your passwords and your 2FA codes in a secure location. Write it down, keep it safe. If you have a safe, put it in the safe. But also make sure the executors of your will and or your beneficiaries will have access to this information in the event of your death. A lot of people don't think about this. It might not be your death. You might just be incapacitated. You might be in a coma. You might be, anything might happen. Okay, and you've spent years building up a fortune in Bitcoin, for example, and none of your beneficiaries know, they don't even know you got the Bitcoin, let alone how to access it. Okay, so spend a little bit of time, make sure that those instructions are clearly written out and are available to your beneficiaries. So welcome to Wealth Warriors. What to do now? Get back to the person who invited you on this call or referred you to this video. They're ready and waiting to help you avoid scams, protect your permanent network, and create immense personal wealth. And from a personal point of view, I would say I developed this system of Wealth Warriors. I've never seen anything like it. I've never seen a system where you can protect your permanent network and you can avoid scams, you can create immense personal wealth, and when something does go wrong, you don't get everything reset to zero, and you have to start again from scratch. So that's Wealth Warriors. That's the end of the presentation. I'm going to come back to the room now, and we can have questions and answers if you want to. If anybody's got any pressing questions, then just put your hand up and I'll get to ask you a question. If you don't know how to put your hand up, there's a button at the bottom of the screen that says react, and the second from the bottom button there, it says raise hand. So if you do that, I'll know you've got a question for me. Or if you just want to say, what a wonderful presentation, best presentation you've seen all day, or how young and handsome I'm looking, anything really would be good. So, Chet, how are you, my friend? Good to see you.
Same to you. Happy Easter to you, even though it's late over in England. But happy Easter to you and your family.
Thank you very
Andy.
much. Well, we've still got Easter tomorrow, so
Okay.
Easter Monday tomorrow. So looking forward to that.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Let me give you sort of a natural view of what was happening in our little group that we handle every Sunday. And I have certain questions which I need to have some answers to regarding some of my impediments. Okay.
Wait, I'll tell you what I'll do, Chet, because I think I know what you're going to ask. So I don't think this will be suitable to go into a recording. So I'm going to switch the recording off.
Okay.
And I'll just close out the recording by saying thank you everybody for being here. Thank you for watching the video. By all means, share the video, like and subscribe as you know, that just helps with the flow of information. Look forward to seeing you on future Zoom calls Sunday evening at 10 o'clock UK time. And that's it. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful week, and I'll see you on the next one.